any sensible person do when they can't look at anything else? Use music, of course. Everyone called him crazy, and he still went with it. But he managed to figure out that the planets move not only around the sun, but they have like a certain rhythm, and it's harmonious every year. They just move around and around, sort of like
harmony to the way in which the universe acts.
Music of this year.
Yes, actually it is. That is what it is. Yeah.
You see the quote here?
that's a beautiful quote. So what he said was that he took a monochord, just like the ancient Greeks did. Only instead, what he did was he attuned the pitches. And he described this as God's perfect world. Sort of like everything has a place. Everything has, you know, questioning the existence of God, questioning how can you even prove that you are alive saying these words right now. And a man named Meno said that this is preposterous, that this cannot be happening. Meno went up to Socrates and told Socrates, "Why do you teach such foul things to the youth?" And Socrates said, "I do not teach them anything, for it is all inside them already." And Meno said, "But how is this if someone has to teach you this before you can do this to them?" And Socrates said, "I was just lucky enough for someone to pull out the knowledge in me, and now I can pass that on to someone else." And Meno said, "You are lying." And Socrates said, "I will prove this to you right now." So they took one of Meno's slave boys and drew him a square, just like that one. And Socrates
On the floor.
drew a square and said, "I want you to double this square, the area of it." And then Meno said, "This is impossible. The slave boy has never had an education. The slave boy cannot read. Why would you do it?" And Socrates said, "He will figure this out without the answer. I will not help him in any way, shape, or form. He will figure this out. Just give him time." So
what the slave boy did first was, it's what everyone does at some point. They constantly try to double the area. So first what most people would usually do is just add another square to the right. But you see that's double the area, but that's the rectangle. What Socrates was looking for was a square. So the boy adds 2 more squares here. Creates another square. This time it's 4 times the area. And then creates double
of the square. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is, the way of teaching kids is not to just tell them, use this formula to use for this problem. We want them to step through the discovery process of how we use this formula. For example, the Pythagoras theorem. We tell them nowadays in school, oh, just use the Pythagoras theorem to solve your problems. That's like saying use a computer to solve your problem. Rather than just walking them through the discovery process of what Pythagoras did. And then giving them that yearning to learn more about, you know, how people discovered these things. So we're teaching them the Pythagoras theorem, and we're also teaching them the discovery of how they learn this and how they can, the why. Exactly. And this is how we can inspire students to learn more than what just we're teaching them, to make them go above and beyond and like maybe learn stuff that they don't even have to learn just because they want to, because they have this need for it. The word educate comes from the Greek word edukar, and that means to pull out. And Socrates pulled out the knowledge of the children. He didn't teach them, he didn't tell them anything, he made them question. This is how we believe schools should teach kids, to make them question, why do we do this? Why do we use this formula? How can this be used? Not, you use this formula for this answer because you're not learning anything, you're just memorizing. The point is to get kids engaged known.